So we got some big games this week. Kicking it off with my Canes at Louisville. You know how I'm going. So, AB, tell me what's your thoughts on this one?
I think that Miami has played too many close games, right? Their defense is suspect. They have a high-flying offense. I do think Jeff Brom and the Louisville defense is going to give Miami a run for their money. I'm still taking Miami to win, but I'm not taking them to cover. Close one. I'm talking Miami 31, Louisville 30 type of game.
That's too close to my comfort.
All right. So I'm gonna go with Miami, but I pretty much like AB said, I think it's gonna be close. I mean, look at this. The last two games Miami won, it won 38-34 and 39-38, right? So that's what I got. I got them winning. Miami winning. I'll be right back. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I got Miami, and I disagree with y'all, man, because I think so. Miami was plagued by some injuries on the defensive line the last couple of weeks. So I think they had a bye week coming in fresh. That long trip to Cal, that does make a difference. I got Miami covering for sure because I think on ESPN they got them at -4.5. So
yeah,
Miami's covering that game for sure.
Okay, we're gonna see.
All right, that's what we're kicking off. Then we go to Virginia at Clemson. What you got, man?
So I think this is a tricky game, just because Virginia seems to be playing up to their competition and down to their competition. So they'll play up to their competition the way that Clemson is playing. Clemson looks good right now, right? They bounced back from that early Georgia loss and pretty much been playing dominant football. I do think Virginia gives them a game in the first half. I don't know if they're going to be able to sustain it. So I'm going Clemson by 2 scores.
Clemson by 2.
Yeah. Even though I'm saying, man, Tony Elliott has that offense moving over there. So I still got Clemson by 2 scores. I just think Clemson's defense is going to overwhelm Virginia's offense. So
yeah, I got Clemson. Like I said, man, talk about a turnaround. Everybody was ready to get rid of Dabo after that first week. Now these guys in the top 10 and possibly, getting ready to play for an ACC championship. And like I said, I don't think they have a team that they face the rest of the regular season that could, beat them. So yeah, I got Clemson.
Yeah, I'm looking at Virginia's schedule, right? They got some quality wins against Boston College. They lost a close one to Louisville. But I don't think they got enough to hang with Clemson, right? So I'm taking Clemson. And, I got Clemson and they're covering. They got Clemson at -22.5. So I'm not sure if it's going to be that big of a difference. I think it'll be closer than that. So.
Yeah, that's it.
Mm-hmm. And, all right, so then we moving on from that to Nebraska at undefeated Indiana. Nebraska's 5-1.
Yeah. Yeah, I see the line is right now. Indiana is a favorite, 6.5-point favorite. But I'm gonna go with Nebraska. Again, Indiana has played phenomenal this season, but Nebraska I think is a little bit more tested. So I'm gonna go with Nebraska for this one.
I am gonna go with Indiana. That head coach comes from the Nick Saban coaching tree. He gonna have his guys ready to play because he's been hearing they haven't played anybody, they haven't been challenged, they haven't been tested. They can be ready to play. Their quarterback has, I want to say, 15 touchdowns to 1 interception. Playing lights out. So I think it's Rurik, right? Rurik, the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So he's balling, man. I think they get it done. Close game though.
Hey, I'm taking Nebraska. I think Nebraska's defense is the difference in this game. Up front, I think Nebraska wins in the trenches, and that's going to be my deciding factor. Man, I'm taking Nebraska in a close one. But hey, Indiana's going to score. Indiana's going to be in the game. But I think the difference is going to be Nebraska's defensive line being more physical than Indiana.
Yeah. Also, just to add, like I said, Nebraska got the number 1 defense in the country right now too.
Yeah. So.
Who?
Nebraska.
Hey.
Not so fast, my friend.
You smell something stinky over there. What was that, man?
Hold on, I'm looking it up.
Texas has the number 1 defense in the country.
Right now. My bad. You're right. My bad. Nebraska's 13.
I don't think Nebraska. Yeah,
13.
Yeah.
Okay, my bus. Indiana has they got the number 6 defense. Good Lord.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
All right. Let's see. Still gonna be a good one. It's on 12.
Yeah, for sure.
So then we got Auburn 2-4 going to Missouri at 5-1. Ooh, this one was a tough one, man, to pick. So
yeah. I guess for me, is Missouri the team that was 4-0 and they was ranked in the top 10, or are they the team that played against Texas A&M? Auburn is a team that's underwhelmed this season. So I'm gonna go with Missouri here. I think they are a pretty good team. I think maybe they just ran into a buzzsaw in Texas A&M. So I'm gonna go with Missouri.
And I'm hesitant to go with Missouri just because they look so bad offensively. I have not seen. So coming into the season, right, we thought Luther Burden was going to be that guy, right? He was about to have a 1,500-yard season. He was going to have, 15 touchdowns, 65 receptions, and it has been everything but that. I think they get it done. I don't want to sleep on Auburn because Auburn does have a good defense. It's the offense who keeps giving the ball away is why they're not in games, right? Poor quarterback play is why they haven't been able to close out games. So I am gonna go with Missouri. I think they're what you said -4, right?
3.5 now on the.
It's 3.5 off, so it dropped. Yeah, I think last time I seen it was 4. So yeah. I guess Missouri -3.5, man. I just don't feel good about the pick.
Man, this is like, stay away, red flag. Don't bet on this one because you don't know how it's going to go. But I'm going to take the road dogs on this one. I'm going to take Auburn. Even though Auburn's 2-4, right? And they have some like pretty disappointing losses. I'm just not a believer in Missouri. I'm just not. That the record is a little skewed to their actual how good they are. So I think Auburn is going to go in there and give them a good game. I think Auburn sneaks one out of there. All right, let's go. Next game is East Carolina at Army. Army's undefeated, so I think this one pretty easy pick.
Sorry, man. So hold on real quick. So College Game Day, one of the game day signs says Texas wins games, Georgia loses licenses. Oh man,
double digit of the amount of arrests at Georgia now at this point. But
yeah,
well, that's a conversation for another time, man. We'll be talking all day about that.
Clean it up. So,
all right.
Who's that?
Yeah.
East Carolina and Army.
Okay, I got Army. Right now, I see they're a 16-point favorite. They rank first nationally in points per drive on offense. I mean, it's just crazy, man. Army and Navy undefeated right now. Who would have thought that? Right. So I'm rolling with Army.
Yeah, this is a no-brainer, man. Army's killing it right now. That quarterback and running back tandem are really, yeah. Oh man, he stiff armed somebody into the death last week, man. That was just
UAB.
Yeah.
I was on UAB.
Yeah, I mean UAB. Was that Trent Dilfer that's there, right?
Yeah, he's there. He gonna be fine.
He gotta go. Yeah. He's not gonna make it.
Man.
He ain't gonna make it. Yeah, I got Army big.
Yeah, same here. This Army Navy game is shaping up to be a classic, right? We haven't had a good showing in the last few years. The Navy has had, bad teams, both of them undefeated. So I'm looking forward to that December game. But right now, I'm taking Army in this one. But we know who's going to win the big game when we play each other. All right, so then we get into one of the big SEC games of the week, right? We got Alabama at Tennessee at 3:30, and both sitting at with one loss. Alabama and DeBoer taking the heat from all angles. I don't know, man. What's going to go down in this game?
So I'm gonna go ahead and go first. I know Ron got to get his thoughts together for this game. I do got Bama winning this game. I do think it's going to be close. I do think there's going to be a lot of points scored. The thing that bothers me is that Bama's inability to get off the field on third down and Tennessee's ability to run the ball. So, man, if Bama can't, I mean, they were giving up some crazy 3rd and 25, 3rd and 19, 3rd and 12, and you can't get off the field, that's troublesome. They have to be able to stop the run. If they can't stop the running back, Tennessee Sampson, his name is, if they can't stop him, it's going to be a long game. Because they lean on the run game more than they do so the pass, just because Nico's been having, some freshman mistakes, right? Which is not uncommon. So if Bama can stop the run, man, I think that they'll do fairly decent. They'll do fairly decent. But I do got Bama winning in a tight one.
Yeah, I got it as a tight one too. It's crazy, when the season first started, who would have thought that these would, we be having this conversation where you don't really know which team is who. And it's kind of like the strengths on strengths. Bama's offense is the strength of Bama. Tennessee's defense is the strength of their team. And then now you got the Tennessee offense who's struggling and the Bama defense that's struggling, right? So it's going to be basically like that's going to be the matchup. The Tennessee offense, the Bama defense, which unit improves and, takes over the game. And I think that Bama will win. It's going to be close, though. And, man, playing it at Rocky Top,
tough environment.
It's going to be tough. So Bama got to come out fast. And they've come out fast in pretty much every game. But they got to come out fast and just be able to withstand, Tennessee.
Yeah. I'm going with my dog, Willie. I don't give about nothing. Pissed about nothing but the tie. I got Bama winning this one, right? And I go down to the experience, the quarterback play. I'm taking Milroe. Milroe is going to be the difference maker. He gives him an opportunity to be able to run, pass. He's been passing very well this year, and I think Tennessee is going to be a hell of a matchup. It's not going to be a blowout. Nobody's going to be dominating this game at all. High points. I'm taking the experience of Milroe. Close game at the end. And I'm taking back.
I do need Milroe to play a complete game because these last two games, the stats will tell you something, but in game play, if y'all watching the games, some of his decision making has been very poor.
I just add to that. So you got to look at in the South Carolina game, he carried the ball a lot. They're not utilizing the running backs. And to take that kind of workload on to be able to run the ball, and I want to say it was 18 carries, 18
Yeah.
carries plus still throwing, that's a lot. So I think
Yeah.
they got to kind of figure out a way to get the ball to the backs and take some of that pressure off Miro and let make him make decisions when to run and when to pass versus all those called runs for him. It's a lot.
Yeah, and it's sometimes it's tough to get the running backs on. South Carolina had a good defensive line,
Right?
Because I think the running backs only averaged 3.1 yards per carry or something like that in that South Carolina game.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, they had to call his number and try to get him on the edges and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of times for a quarterback to carry the ball, but I just need him to just if he played mistake-free football today, they'll be fine.
Yeah.
Don't put the ball in harm's way.
Hey man, stick to what works, right? Run the damn ball.
Run the ball.
Let's go, man. So then, next game, we got Notre Dame at Georgia Tech.
Yeah, I got Notre Dame. Georgia Tech's quarterback is out today, Haynes King. Notre Dame's been looking pretty decent since that Northern Illinois loss. So, and like I said, they control their own destiny, and I think that Marcus Freeman has them playing some pretty good ball right now. So I'm going to go with Notre Dame.
Yeah, if I don't need to say too much, Notre Dame.
Yeah, Notre Dame. Even though I hope Georgia Tech wins, but it's not. Going with them. All right, let's move on. So this is another top 25 matchup. We got Michigan at 4-2 at Illinois, who's at 5-1. And right now the spread's Michigan -4 on ESPN. So I don't know. What you got, man?
Okay, I got Illinois.
Illinois?
I think, I got Illinois. I think Brett Bielema's doing a hell of a job down there at Illinois. Michigan is just offensively inept this season, and I just don't see Michigan being able to go into Illinois and win. They couldn't go into Washington and win. I just don't see them being able to go into Illinois and win either. So I got Illinois.
Yep, Ron, I'm with you. Their offense is just absolutely terrible. For them everybody knows what you're going to do, right? You don't have a quarterback that can throw the ball. You have to run. So they're going to load the box and they're going to stop your running game, right? It's so bad. And some of the play calling, we can go down a rabbit hole with this and them not using a play action, maybe trying to do some RPO stuff, but they're not. Yeah, they don't have the players to do it, so it is what it is. I got Illinois.
Yeah, man. There's only one U of M, and that's Miami. So I'm taking Illinois. And Luke Altmaier. This dude's playing pretty damn good, man. 14 touchdowns, 1 interception for Illinois.
Yeah.
That's 1,426 yards. And that's why Michigan's going to lose. Because they're going to pass the ball. The ball's going to be taken care of. Brett Bielema plays, he coaches a balanced type team. And they lost a lot of their playmakers, man. So I don't see consistent outstanding play from anybody on Michigan.
Yeah. And the biggest thing,
man, oh my bad. Yeah, they got like 5 or 6 draft picks on their defense right now, but the problem is, man, they own the field too long because their offense can't sustain drives. They fucking tired.
Yeah, and all I was gonna say was, Harbaugh. When Harbaugh left, he took a lot with him, right? He took a lot of the staff, a lot of that, and of course, Sharon Moore got the empty cupboard, especially with the quarterbacks. Because if JJ McCarthy had came back, I think they would have been straight. But Alex Orji and the other quarterback, I can't recall his name right now, but they're just not it. It's going to take some time for him to build that team back up.
Yeah,
I agree. So, easy one here. Charlotte at undefeated Navy.
Yeah, Navy.
We all got
Navy. Yeah.
Now, this is an interesting one. Number 14, A&M, Texas A&M at Mississippi State. See how Texas A&M is going to come out and show out. I think everybody's going to have A&M winning it, I think, but
Yeah.
see how they're going to look.
Yeah, but don't sleep on Mississippi State. You see what they did to Georgia last week.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, they got a good quarterback.
Michael Van Buren,
yeah,
he threw for 309 yards on Georgia.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, it's interesting to see how A&M is going to come out and play.
And he can get out the pocket and use his feet. So,
all right, let's go on. So this is another one for the SEC is number 8 LSU at Arkansas.
It's gonna be a tough one, man. LSU's coming off an emotional game, comeback victory against Ole Miss, and then they're going into another. They're leaving the friendly confines of Baton Rouge and going to Arkansas, right? And sometimes, Arkansas hasn't been kind to them. So Sam Pittman, I thought he was on the hot seat earlier this season, but he's kind of turned that team around. Bobby Petrino's doing his thing down there as the offensive coordinator. I'm gonna go with an upset. I'm gonna have Arkansas over LSU.
I am with you. I was listening to Greg McElroy, and he said that playing in Arkansas was the toughest place that he's ever had to play because you're getting the same amount of noise that you would get, in Georgia when they got Bama when you got 105,000 fans and they can only fit 70, and it's the same amount of noise. That's a tough place to play.
Yeah.
Tough place to play. I got Arkansas on the upset.
This was also tough, man.
If Taylor Green is playing, the quarterback?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I remember he got hurt. But I'm not sure if he's playing or not.
If he's not playing, I'm going with LSU.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I
agree. Hey, he's a difference maker.
Yeah.
Hold on, difference maker.
I'm going to check real quick. But yeah.
That's important.
He said, wait 1 minute.
If Taylor Green not playing,
I
don't feel too good about them.
Yeah, great point, man. Great point.
I don't feel good about their backup. Yeah.
All right, here we go. The injury report just came out. This is a good thing they do too now. It's the injury report. Shoot. He playing active. They say he's active. So he's practiced, but has not been at full speed. We have to see if he can get there. But we've been encouraged by his progress this week. So okay. I don't know. Yeah.
If he playing, man, I'm picking him for the upset because LSU's defenses. I mean, they're not as bad as they were last year. They've made improvements, but they're still not, what we expect from the LSU defense. So, yeah.
I'm taking Arkansas too because this just seems like a perfect recipe for Brian Kelly to be himself and not show up. You are who we thought you are, and this is just gonna be one of those times, man. I'm pretty sure we're gonna stay here next week and be like, Coach Kelly at it again,
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna be Arkansas.
Hey, just for 1 point. Remember when he got hired at LSU and he did that accent?
Yeah, I remember that. The Southern accent.
Terrible.
Still, hey, man, the recruiting video with him dancing.
Yeah.
Nah, Coach, cut that out, man.
That ain't you, my boy.
Now we're gonna go to skip over this one. We're gonna go USF at number 9, Iowa State, who's at 6-0.
Yeah, Iowa State is a team that a lot of people are not talking about, man. But right now, they're one of the best teams in the Big 12 this year. USF, of course they, stayed competitive with Alabama and Miami for a certain period of time. USF. But I think Iowa State. I got Iowa State in this one.
Yeah, same. They're playing good defense, taking care of the football. Got Iowa State.
I got Iowa State, but just to go back, Ron, that was USF.
US. Oh, my bad. UCF. Oh,
this is not the Tampa Bulls. This is
okay. Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, Gus. Gus. They haven't been playing well since they lost to Colorado, and then I know he benched KJ Jefferson. So yeah,
Because he's been playing like shit. KJ Jefferson looked bad.
Yeah.
Interception.
Yeah.
Talk about interception. We'll get that to last night's games. But I'm taking Iowa State. That's easy.
Man, I'm slipping today. Good grief.
Hey, man, so we got Kansas State at West Virginia. This is going to be a good game. Kansas State is the favorite. They're 5-1. Virginia's 3-3. But West Virginia, man, they always play. I think it's going to be a good game to watch.
Yeah, the coach, Coach Brown, he gonna have them ready to play. But K-State, man, they running the ball at a quarterback can run it. They got two good running backs. I think K-State gonna pull this out.
Yeah. Same. I agree with everything AB said. Neil Brown has them boys ready to play, but at the end of the day, K-State is the better team, and I think they'll pull it out.
Yeah, same here. Agree. K-State. Last one we're going to do before the big game of the night. So we're going to do 21 SMU at Stanford. I think it's a pretty good, pretty easy game for SMU.
Yeah, I got SMU too. I got SMU in this one. Man, SMU is really found their home, man, in the ACC.
Yeah, man.
They doing their thing, man. I'm really happy to see that, man. And I always think about that SMU documentary, man. It was good. But to see that program kind of coming back, man, it's pretty good to see.
Yeah, SMU. What was it, Red Lashley?
Yeah, Red Lashley. Yep.
He got some playing some good offense there. I'm still not a fan of his play calling. Sometimes I'm like, man, there's some situations you just run the ball, right? You got somebody that can do it. But they're looking.
Trying to get too fancy.
Yeah, he gets.
Yeah, I got SMU.
All right, before we get into the game of the weekend, right, the big one. How about them games last night, man? Florida State looked atrocious. Some first 3 turnovers on 3 possessions. First time FBS team did that. Florida State, first time ever losing to Duke. Yes. Florida State, you are not it this year.
Yeah. Norvell has got a lot of work ahead of him. I really think he needs to clean house. Staff, players,
including himself.
Once the season ends, I think he needs to clean house, because next year, if he has another season like this one, they're coming after him. And he's really got to make some changes. And right now, with the talent they have, it's just like they're not playing hard. It's a lot of things it's just wrong with Florida State. He's got to change everything, if you ask me, to save himself next year.
So I agree with you, but I think they also have cultural problems, and you can't fix cultural problems in one season. He's gonna have to start from scratch again and have that 2 to 3 to 4 year build up. He don't have that amount of time.
Yeah, he's not gonna have that amount of time.
He's gonna have to go.
We saw that clip yesterday about that coach or whatever he was on the sideline. He, flexing on the other team. I'm like, bro, your team is down. I think you're losing right now. Dude, he never beat you.
Get your linebackers lined up, man.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's a perfect example, because there's other videos of the players playing around there in practice, but but that right there is the epitome of that one thing. What's going wrong at Florida State?
Yeah.
And then that was.
he's definitely gonna be on the hot seat next year. Definitely. And last thing on it, I think the boosters will find the money to get him out of there next year if they start out like they're playing this year.
Yeah, they'll figure it out.
Yeah, they'll figure it out. Yeah.
That was another Oregon State undefeated, and BYU I think stayed undefeated last night too. Both BYU had a close one. Oregon walked. They had an easy stroll in the park against Purdue. But
but Purdue was able to move the ball on Oregon. I just want to throw that out there. Couldn't finish drives.
The game of the week, I think that everybody's kind of circled them, is 5-1, number 5 Georgia at undefeated Texas in Austin.
All right. So don't hate me, AB. Don't hate me. But I got Georgia in this one. And I'm going to give you the reasons why. All right. So Texas has played Michigan. They have played Oklahoma. Some teams that are, pretty decent, but they haven't played a team like Georgia right now. All right. Now, Georgia is struggling, but Carson Beck is playing some good ball on his side, right? They don't have playmakers, but Carson Beck has been playing some good ball. I think this is the first time that Texas is going to be tested this season. I think that Sark is a hell of a coach, and Sark has been there before. But Texas, a lot of those guys haven't. You have some guys that have like Quinn Ewers, but a lot of those guys haven't. And I just think Georgia's going to win this one. This one time, I think they're going to come in there and beat them. I think so.
Go ahead, AB. Not so fast.
That was a good take. It just wasn't the right one. Okay. Yes, Texas the defense has not been tested, but they have been tested by defenses from our offensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Michigan D-line probably has the best D-line in the country. Right. If you look at where they're going to get drafted at, Mason Graham might be the best defensive tackle in the country. Right. With the way that Georgia's defense is playing, I alluded to it earlier. The same Mississippi State quarterback that came and played Texas threw for 112 yards versus us, right? He went and lit Georgia's secondary up.
He did.
Georgia's not playing complementary football right now. And I think that's why Texas is going to win this game. Yes, Carson Beck he's playing good, right? He's been the reason why that they've been in games, right? I don't think they know what they walking into. We got speed everywhere on that field. That shit that he struggled versus Mississippi State defense. He threw 2 picks in that game. I'm just saying, they let Mississippi State drop 31 on their head. If he gives Steve Sarkisian extra opportunities to score, we're going to take advantage of that. Texas by 10.
Ooh. Man. This is a tough game to pick, man, because there's a part of me that feels that Texas' schedule, while they're undefeated, they really haven't been tested, right? Michigan is a previous national champion. Mississippi State, they have a good defensive showing in Oklahoma. But I look at Georgia, they played Clemson. They won that game. They had a tight win against Kentucky, a loss. But I think the difference is that they're playing in Austin, man, right? I don't know, man. Is the SEC really going to let a first-year Texas team go undefeated? I don't know. Give me Georgia. Give me Georgia, man. I think there's too much to be like.
Hey, man, just make sure y'all motherfuckers keep y'all phones on, man. No excuses.
Give me the Bulldogs, man.
But now I got Georgia by 3 though. I think it's gonna be a competitive. It's not gonna be a blowout. I just think Georgia is gonna be the better team tonight. Now if they faced again, and on a neutral field like in the SEC championship, I go Texas. But I just think right now, Georgia got a lot. One last thing, Georgia got a lot to lose, right?
Yes.
I mean, they're going in and they already lost to Bama, who was number one, or not number one, but they was one of the top teams at that time. Texas is number one. They could come out of there with 2 losses, and I just don't know if Kirby is ready to. I think Kirby gonna have them boys fighting, man. I just really do.
And that's one of the reasons why I picked Texas. I think Georgia's gonna be inside their own head, and they're gonna start playing desperate. Because they got so much on the line. And when you play desperate, you play tight. And when you play tight, you make mistakes. Ain't no pressure on Texas. We can play free football. We number 1 in the country. We can take an L right now. That don't hurt us.
Yeah.
Georgia going to play tight and desperate, and they going to make mistakes.
I don't know, man. This is like I said, even now, I'm still like, man, I know I said Georgia, but Texas is a good team, man.
They are. I said, trust me, that's a hard game to pick. And I feel for anybody, and I know Texas is a 5-point favorite, but I just, I mean, Georgia's Georgia. You know what I mean? We see what they did to Bama, even though Bama started blowing them out, but no team could come back like that, but probably Georgia or Texas, right? I just, they got some dogs, man. I just don't think they're going to go in there and lay down either.
Yeah, I think they line up perfectly. Coach to coach, defense, offense. I think the slight edge goes to Texas on offense, but the slight edge maybe go to Georgia on defense. But I think it's going to be a good game.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, man. They beat that.
All right.
All right, well, that does it for this episode of the Unbiased Room. Thanks for tuning in to our live stream. Take care, man.
Peace.
Peace.